Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm jumping straight into today's video with nail prep. I will be applying a peel off base coat by Jello Jello today, and since I do nail sets often, I do have to do a lot of pop-off sets, so we will be using this. I have been enjoying this and using this a lot recently. Now going to adhere my nail tips. I will be using these non-C-curve nail tips today. I will be shaping these into a stiletto. I do have some pre-shaped stiletto nail tips in case you don't feel like shaping them or you're too lazy to do that. I will have them linked in the description box. I am adhering my nail tips with a gel X lamp and base coat. I did my very best shaping these really long stiletto nails, and I will be blending these nail tips with my natural nail. Before we begin our polygel application, I will be applying base coat on all of my nails and curing this in the lamp for 30 seconds. For today's application, I will be using this polygel color by Rosalind, and I'll also be using alcohol as my slip solution. So I'm giving my monthly disclaimer and letting my new subscribers know that I do an astrology series that's centered around nails and the horoscope of each sign, and there is quite a lot of talking. So if you're not into that, feel free to use the timestamps down below to skip over the section. If you're interested, feel free to keep watching. So today's nail set will be Sagittarius, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I had a really tough time trying to figure out what nail set I wanted to do for you guys. I have filmed and recorded Sagittarius's nail set about like 2 times prior to this one. This was the 3rd and final time, and I told myself this is the last time I'm doing anything for Sagittarius. They're gonna have to take it or leave it. I also wanted to make sure I did something purple because I've noticed a lot of Sagittarius is also like purple. I mean, you guys are ruled by purple as well, but it's just very interesting to see that correlation. For the inspiration, I found this nail picture on Pinterest and I thought it was really cute, but we're just doing it in a purple version. Many of you may not resonate with this nail set or this horoscope, but I just want to let you know that I did try to do this as astrologically accurate as I possibly could. So some of you may have different interests, some of you may like it. I kind of wanted to do something pretty edgy but also kind of cyber at the same time, and Sagittarius is ruled by aliens, so I was like, why not I make something a little galactical? So now that we have the design down, I'm going to move over to the horoscope for Sagittarius season, and I have a lot to say, and this is going to be a long yap session. There's a lot going on astrologically Sagittarius season, so let's just jump into it. So Mars and Mercury are retrograde. I know a lot of people hear the retrograde buzz term, and honestly, it's not a doomsday at all. It's really just a time for reassessing and really taking a step back and taking your time. A lot of the times it's relearning things, and reassessment really has nothing to do with things going bad or chaotic. That's a whole different thing in itself. One of the aspects that I do see for this month that stood out for me was Mercury is opposing Jupiter and Neptune is also squaring Mercury. I think this can manifest as exaggerated reactions to misunderstanding and possible confusion. I think there's going to be lots of communication, and I think a lot of people have their chest puffed up. Mercury is in Sagittarius. Usually these people who have this placement, they're very straightforward, they're very blunt, but at the same time, since it's in a Sagittarian nature, a lot of them can kind of overlook the details and do more reacting than responding. So I think this can also manifest collectively in that way. But also, since Mercury is retrograde, I think this can represent as lessons. So there will be a lot of lessons about our communication styles and how we can be more clear and or effective on how we communicate with others. I will say that there will be lots of arguments, petty comments, jabs, and digs. I really advise everyone not to take anything personally under this transit, because honestly, I almost became a victim. Try not to waste your time on things that aren't worth your energy. Like, I'm telling you, very small things will probably irritate you more than they usually do, but don't dwell on anything. So everyone is going to be doing a lot of Christmas shopping, especially online, and sometimes Mercury retrograde can cause delays and disruptions in packages. So make sure you're triple checking things, especially if you're traveling. Triple and double check everything, every small detail. If you're placing orders online, make sure you have the right size. Double, triple check your address. Also, this week looks really messy, very spicy. I feel like the general public is going to be gagged by the media around this time. Just drama and misunderstandings. I feel like we're already seeing it. I'm seeing so much TikTok drama, and a lot of it is a misunderstanding or miscommunication. Now let's move on to Sagittarius placements specifically and how this transit may also affect you guys and the forecast that I have for you as well. So Saturn went direct last month on November 15th, and it's in the sign of Pisces. I personally think Pisces and Sagittarius placements will feel some sort of relief as restrictions are lifted from several areas of your life. Sometimes Saturn can be a restrictive planet, but it's really about reassessing commitments and sticking to some sort of routine. That's the kind of thing that Saturn is. I'm hoping that a lot of Sagittarius and Pisces placements had time to revise, learn, and grow during this entire retrograde. It's time to put what you've learned into practice and reap the rewards after this transit is finished in 2026. If this transit has been kind of harsh for you, if you're feeling a lot of tension or uncomfortability, you really want to lean into it. When there's harsh Saturn transits, you really want to lean into the energy and not fight back or push back. I mean, like, I even talked about how I had to redo you guys' set like 2 to 3 times, and that's what Saturn energy is about, especially if there's hard hard aspects. It's about pushing through. There's gonna be some things where you have to redo it over and over. There's some things you're gonna have to redo multiple times. So that is the horoscope I had for my Sagittarians. So I will catch you guys next year for your horoscope, and I'm going to stop talking and let you watch the rest of the application. Here's how my application is looking. We are going to go ahead and wipe down the sticky layer. My index finger actually came off during application while the polygel was uncured, so that was a whole ordeal in itself. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the sticky layer from the polygel using alcohol. Now that we're done filing, we are ready to move on to gel art. I'm taking these 2 purples and I'm going to mix them. I wish I had kept this color originally because I feel like it matched the chrome. I ended up adding some blue and black, regretting, but it still turned out fine. I somehow lost the footage of me airbrushing this color onto my thumb, but I airbrushed it and I cured that in the lamp for 30 seconds. Now I am going to take some base coat and apply this on this entire nail and also cure this in the lamp for 30 seconds because we're going to do some gel art, and if I make any mistakes, I do want to be able to wipe it off without ruining the airbrush design. For the thumbnail, I'm going to be using the Born Pretty metallic painting gel, and I don't know if it's just me, but no matter what I do with this pot, it always leaks. I keep it sealed, I keep it upright, I don't know, it just always leaks. But I'm using this, and I honestly also see why a lot of people use isolated chrome designs instead of the painting gel, because I feel like it dulled out a little bit after I put top coat. But again, this is just my observation. The mixture that we had set aside, I'm going to paint that on the pointer finger, and I'm going to actually paint 2 coats, curing this for 30 seconds each. After I was done curing that, I did apply top coat on this because we are going to apply some chrome. I cured this in the lamp for 60 seconds. We're applying top coat again because we're going to do a design and I want to be able to wipe away any mistakes without ruining anything. So this just ensures that I don't do anything wrong. We're going to be painting a spiral on this nail, and for the 3D art, I will be using rhinestone gel, and from here, I'm going to be working as carefully as I possibly can. I did cure it in between sections just to make it easier because this rhinestone gel kind of runs. It doesn't stay together. It does self-level a little bit, so sometimes you do have to work a little quickly with this one. After I'd finished with the 3D art, I am going to take the Born Pretty's liquid metallic painting gel and color in the whole spiral. The middle finger is getting the same process as the thumb. I'm going to airbrush, apply base gel, and then do the chrome design. This nail is also having the same process as the pointer finger. We're going to apply this color there, apply top coat, rub in the chrome, and do the 3D art as well. I'm now going to finish this look off by applying top coat. I will be curing this in the lamp for 60 seconds. Here are how my nails turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As I said before, I don't think or know if a lot of Sagittarians will kind of vibe with this nail set because it's a little different. It's a little unorthodox. I think it's kind of very cyber and alien-like. Again, this is very astrologically accurate. But you guys let me know what you think. I want to know Sagittarius' opinions. I try to use your color because you guys really like purple and I wanted to keep that element. I do have everything that I used linked in the description box. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you all so much for watching. I do hope to see you all in my next video.